Hey, Sophie and I are out at the park and playing a little ball, and we'll talk through another episode of building digital products with Tim and Sophie. I should change the name. So in our last episode, we talked about the general idea of value-driven development. And I just want to zoom in a little bit on this idea of personas and how those fit into this whole picture. So really the starting point of value-driven development is this question of who are we trying to help? And I think it's really important for everyone on the product team to have a really clear understanding of who that is. We, on our team, as a team, both me as the product manager and our front-end developer and our back-end developer, did interviews with actual people that would be end users of our products to get a more clear sense of who are these people, what matters to them, that sort of thing. So our product is an application that lets people with rare diseases and underserved diseases learn or discover insights about their condition and about how people are treating their conditions and managing day-to-day, just the general lived experience of their disease. Our application is going to be designed to help them receive those insights. And these insights are drawn from the conversations that are happening on Facebook groups. So there are these support groups on Facebook where people are talking about their disease, their experience living with that disease. And then we partner with these groups and do natural language processing to generate sort of a raw picture of what does this disease look like, the landscape of this disease. And then now we're building analytics tools that people can go in and use themselves to start generating insights from that. So our end users are first the administrators of some of these groups, and then the members of these groups. And so those are the people we've been interviewing, are people who are administrators of these groups, and they're also members of the group, so they're kind of wearing two hats or two persona. They carry two personas, if you will. So right now, already you can see there's a key characteristic of personas, and that is that you have a screening question that can help you determine is any given individual do they fit into this persona? So the screening question for us might be, are you an administrator of a Facebook group that is intended to support people with rare or underserved diseases? It's a very specific question, and there's a very clear answer, yes or no. And so that's kind of the initial step to see, do they even screen into this persona. The other persona of people who are members of the group, it's basically the same question, except it's not, are you an administrator of the group? Are you a member of one of these groups that we just described? So again, a very clear question. And each of them has specific jobs to be done. They have specific things that they're trying to do in their lives. Members of the rare disease community often are trying to figure out, how do I get the treatments that I need, or that the person I care for needs. And actually, you know what? Even right there, we're realizing this persona could actually split into two. Could be the actual patient themselves, the person who has the rare disease, or a caregiver of that person, which again could be a very meaningful difference in personas and what their needs are and what they're looking for. So you can see there are these screening questions that are very specific and give a clear answer of, is the person in this persona group or not? And then there's a lot of value in having your team be a part of these interviews to really get to know some of these people, so that as they're developing products, they have real people in mind, and they've heard the real problems come out of those people's mouths. So it becomes a much more meaningful experience for the developers to work on the things that they're building. And it also gives them context, so that as they're building, it really empowers them to think more critically about what they're building, and not just build for the sake of building because someone told them to build something. You know? So maybe I'll just stop there. That's some information about personas and how we're approaching personas. Well, actually, sorry, one more point before we break. Those screening questions I actually see sometimes built into the sign-up process when you're signing up for a new app or website or service or whatever. Sometimes in that sign-up process, you'll see specific questions, like they'll ask you, what's your role at your company or something like that, and you might have a drop-down list of a number of different roles that might apply to you. They're essentially asking which persona do you fit into, so that they can create a tailored experience for you that meets your needs. So that's something that we'll be building into to our process as well. Anyway, okay, I really will stop there now, because Sophie wants to play a little more fetch. So, good to see you all. I'll see you next time.